YouTube. What's going on, faithful? This is your boy Mike. Nothing But Niners crew is back in here. My man Nick, my man Ollie. What's going on, Ollie? How you doing, baby?
What's up, man?
All right, we are here to discuss the controversial podcast. I'm sorry, not podcast, but article that you posted. You decided to do something without seeing a single preseason game, and I don't know, man. I don't even know what to think about it. You decided to write an article and name the 53-man roster. What were you thinking? Give us some thoughts, man. What was going through your head at this time?
Well, it's 6 months till training camp, so I thought I'd take an early look and an early shot at the roster here, and from everything from mini camp and off-season training programs and everything that's come together. So I thought that take a look here and see what's going on, man. For the 53 men, I'm sure there's a few surprises. There's a few surprises on here for sure. Like if you check it out, I'll just go through a couple of surprise cuts. Vance McDonald, Ahmad Brooks, Tim Hightower.
No. Don't start naming them yet. No, we're gonna get to them, man. But I want to know what made you think it was cool to do a 53-man roster prediction before any preseason has been played, because there's always surprises. So before we get into the specifics of your article, did you include any surprise makes, not cuts, but surprise makes to the roster?
Absolutely.
You did. Okay.
Zach Franklin.
You have Zach Franklin making the team?
Absolutely.
I like it. I like that for multiple reasons. All right, guys. So listen, we're gonna let a little cat out the bag here. Zach Franklin is the guest on our next podcast. We should be posting that within the next 24 hours. We've already had Zach Franklin on. I don't know if that's why Ollie did it. I'm going to assume it's not, because I'm not even sure Ollie knew that Zach Franklin was one of our guests. But it is awesome that you have him making the 53-man roster. So that's badass. I like it a lot based off of talking to the gentleman. I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah. So have been making the 53-man roster. I can't wait to dig into this and see what other surprises you have in here. So is there anything you want to say? Do you want to give any kind of disclaimer before people just call you Knucking Futz before we dive into this?
Yeah, it's a prediction. Like, be kind. Don't yell at me.
Yellow away, people. Yellow away.
All right.
I definitely got a lot of surprises on there, and it's a roster turnover, right? So with that being said, I had the 53 reflect that.
Hey. Okay. All right.
Did you hear what I said?
I get that. So yes, sir. We absolutely heard
Yeah.
exactly what you said. So I mean, I get it. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This 53-man roster. Nick, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just ask, like, if someone makes this team, or do you want to actually go into player by player?
Let's go position by position. I say we start with special teams.
Special teams.
Well, special
All
teamers.
right.
Let's start with special teamers, because that'll go quick.
All right.
Because we pretty much know 3 positions that are already.
Well, I mean, okay, so you're talking about like kicker, long snapper, punter.
Yeah. We'll start at the bottom and we'll move our way up to the more exciting.
I will say this.
Positions.
I don't know who the 49ers have brought in for punters, but this team, this regime, is not tied to Bradley Pinion at all.
No.
Okay? Do not be surprised if Bradley Pinion does not make the roster. He didn't have that great of a year for someone who was drafted to be a punter. And to say that he doesn't make this team wouldn't be a surprise to me at all. I know I'm looking at the article here, and he has Bradley Pinion as the punter.
Yeah.
Okay. But who is let me pull up the 49ers roster while we are discussing this. Yeah. All right. So Nick, you can go ahead and elaborate on the 53 man. I know you said you wanted to discuss that. You want to talk about the special teams? Go ahead and get to it.
So Ali, on your list here, once we go over it, do you have anybody making the team as a position player just for special teams?
Well, yeah, Zach Franklin was one for sure. I also had Dakota Watson for special teams, and Capri Bibbs as well.
So you're considering them all three as special teamers.
Yeah.
And just considered that though?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
I said, do you just consider them just to be special teamers, or will they contribute another way in the team as well?
Well, I just consider them special teamers unless an injury happens. So yeah, just to answer your question, just special teamers for now.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I can get that because there are going to be guys who only contribute on special teams. Right. It's interesting that you think Capri Bibbs because we traded for him. To think that he's only like we gave up a draft pick for this guy, right? To think that he's only going to be a special teamer, like that's bold all on its own. So before we jump into this too deep, guys, again, this is Mike with Nothing But Niners. I have Nick right here by my side, my man Nick.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to my humble abode. I meant to say.
Humble abode. I'm away from Tampa tonight.
That's right.
In New Jersey, well, actually Pennsylvania.
We also have. You can hear us, right, Ali?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We also have Ali joining us. He is in satellite, I guess, right? Is that how you would call it?
Yeah, he's in satellite.
He's in satellite. I don't think that's the right word. But it's all good. And we are here. We want you guys to check out the website, nothingbutniners.com. All right. If you don't already, make sure you take a look there. There's a lot of good content. We have original writers there. We have the blogs are there. The podcasts are there. Speaking of the podcast, you guys can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, any way that you listen to your podcast. We are there. Nothing But Niners is the handle. We're on Twitter. That's right. Nothingbutniners.com, the website. The website will direct you to every other avenue that we are on. Okay. We have someone calling in already. How about you figure out who that is first before we actually introduce them? So while we're discussing this, guys, this 53-man roster prediction is going to be something for real. And Ali, let me just ask you this question. Is this going to be something that changes throughout time? Or are you going to stick to this? Do you really think this is going to be your 53-man roster?
As I'll do another one, maybe 2 weeks into the preseason, I'll do another one, and it'll obviously change because I want to get a glimpse of the team, a couple games at least, and then I'll do another one to see it. So this is as I said, as the article says, it's way too early, 53, right? So.
Okay. All right. That sounds awesome. All right. So we are going to be joined now by a special guest. His name is Jesse, right? Jesse Rodriguez. Am I correct with that? All right. So how you doing, man? I hear you have some comments on this 53-man roster here. So before you get on, let me just tell people this man is on Twitter, JRod10_. Is that right? Jesse? I don't hear him. Hello? There you go. JRod10_. Is that right? Okay. So what is it that you have to say about this 53-man roster? Did you hear? All right. First, let's talk about the surprise cuts. Ali has some. Who are your surprise cuts here, Ali?
Vance McDonald, Ahmad Brooks, Tim Hightower, Dante Johnson, Quentin Dial, and Tank Carradine.
So Ahmad Brooks, Vance McDonald, Quentin Dial, Tank Carradine. I feel like I left one of them out.
Tim Hightower, Dante Johnson.
Tim Hightower and Dante Johnson. Do any of those names surprise you, Jesse? Yeah. That's right. Oh. Okay, so just to let Ali know what you were saying, he doesn't agree necessarily with the Dante Johnson being cut. He thinks that he's a good scheme fit, like I do. And he was saying that Vance McDonald was getting a raw deal here because we know that he's been known for questionable hands and things like that, but he improved on that last year. And in a better system, he thinks Vance McDonald could be a star here. So Ali, I mean, listen, I have to agree with what my man is saying here. Okay, first of all, I have like my little man crush going on with Dante Johnson because he's a Jersey boy. Okay, so you can't tell me that a 6 foot plus corner isn't going to be appealing in this 4-3 system. Okay, we're supposed to be emulating Seattle's defense. Guy that you would want doing that, right?
Oh, he absolutely would, but I don't see him. I think there are better cornerbacks out there. And one of the things I took into account when I was making this 53 is right when there's this year there's going to be no 90 to 73. It's just 90 to 50. Yeah, it's 90 to 53 this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with that being said, you're going to see a lot more trades happen this year than you would see most years. So with that being said, I took that into account. I think those two guys specifically could be on the move. And a cornerback needy team or a tight end needy team might look at those guys and say, hey, we'll throw you a 6th-round pick for them or something, or we'll do a swap, something of like how the Curly trade went down, that's what I think. That's what I think as well there.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying there, and it's not far fetched to think that Vance McDonald will be traded, especially considering he was already on the trade block. You know what I mean? So it's not surprising to see that Vance McDonald is listed on here as not making the team, whether it be through trade or just a flat out cut. So that's what Ali is saying. He's saying keep in mind that because we're cutting down from 90 straight to 53, not the in between step with the 75, that there are some players who might actually get traded before the cut day. So he's saying that these two guys are those cut guy candidates, that they have some NFL experience. They have shown that they can do some positive things in the NFL if in the right situation. So maybe there are some suitors out there. Nick, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with Ali. I'm not sure about actual positions, but I could agree that going from 90 to 75
to 53.
Or to 53, I'm sorry, without going from 90 to 75, but going 90 straight to 53, there are going to be a lot more trades this year. Those 6-rounders and, trading picks next year and such like that. I do think that Vance is going to still continue to be on this team this year. Yes, I agree with J-Rod that he has gotten a lot of slack about his hands, but his hands have gotten better over the last 2 years, and we can't just blame that all on Vance himself. There has been some ferocious quarterback play in San Francisco as well. I'm not going to touch base on that. So, but for the most part, I don't agree with you, Ali. I think Vance will still continue to be on this team just because he is a veteran on this team right now with some of the players.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but with Vance not making this team, let's look at the tight ends that he has here. He's got a rookie in George Kittle, an undrafted rookie in Cole Hikatini. He has a 47-year-old Logan Paulson. I exaggerated on the age. And he's got an off-injured Garrett Selleck.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean,
I think Selleck will go before McDonald.
I think Paulson will go before McDonald. Come on. Yeah, and Jesse agrees with me. He thinks so too.
And I would agree with you, but the only reason I'm not going to agree with you guys on this is because he knows this system.
So what?
He's gonna be a fill-in to keep this system going in the beginning of the year.
And he's a better blocker than all those guys you mentioned too.
Listen. I know that you guys are going to kill me for what I'm about to say, but Vance McDonald was a damn good blocker just 2 seasons ago. Last year, he had a down year with blocking. But at one point, we looked at Vance McDonald as a better blocker than a playmaker. People are forgetting this. When Vernon Davis and Delaney Walker were here, Vance McDonald was just the blocker guy. That's what he did. And then when Delaney left, they forced him into being the playmaker. You know? Go ahead, Jesse. He was. Vance McDonald had a pretty good combine. He was pretty fast. He had pretty good ability. And
size.
Yeah, the size, the ability. It's not so much his hands that were any good, but it was his speed. He's got some good speed, straight line speed, and I think that that's why he was picked up. He was looked at someone. The offense that he played in college, it was him and 2 other guys actually. One other tight end, I can't remember what his name was, and then there was a receiver. And I remember seeing a special on the 3 of them. And they were talking about how they could be like the next generation guys to go along and change the game a little bit. And so he was looked at as a playmaker, but again, you have to look at the athletic freaks that he was behind in Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis.
Right.
And so it kind of forced him into this odd position of learning to block well. You want to make this team, you got to do special teams and you have to block well. Took that head on, and that's what he became. So, but I just don't think that the veteran Logan Paulson or the injured Garrett Selleck. I was ready to give up on Vance McDonald last year, and I was all for Garrett Selleck.
And then, last year was one of his better years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then he turned around and he surprised me. Do you guys remember him walking away from Luke Kuechly? It was just week 2 last year, and when we played Carolina, but he had that 75-yard touchdown pass. And he just walked away from Kuechly, couldn't touch him. And then when Kuechly thought he was getting close, Quentin Patton came and smashed him out of the picture. But still, there was nothing he could do with him. He wasn't going to catch him. Right.
No, he definitely wasn't.
So, I mean, I think that if we're looking at this, George Kittle, Cole Hikatini, Logan Paulson, Garrett Selleck. That's who he has here as of right now. And again, this is way too early. So that's what we're here for. We're going to go ahead and debate this. And I'm going to put this in order of position. I'm going to try to anyway. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do that. But, I mean, what about Blake Bell? Why isn't Blake Bell making this roster? I'm asking this to Ali. Why isn't Blake Bell making this roster?
We haven't seen anything or heard anything from him. Like in minicamp.
We haven't seen or heard anything from Will Redmond either, and you have him making the team.
Yes, I do, but Blake Bell's had 2 years.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying because Redmond was injured the 1 year, so I can see where you're going with that. Okay.
So Blake Bell hasn't shown anything, and you know what? I personally do like Blake Bell. It's not that I don't like him. It's just I haven't heard anything. Nobody's saying anything. He's not standing out. His name's not being tossed around. Everyone's like, oh, George Kittle, Cole Hikatini, Kyle Shanahan's even said Garrett Selleck's looking good. He said he likes what Logan Paulson's bringing in during his blocking. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't heard anything about Blake Bell.
Okay. All right, I get that. I mean, let's be fair here. We got Blake Bell, Garrett Selleck, Cole Hikatini, George Kittle, Vance McDonald, and Logan Paulson. Kyle Nelson is technically a tight end, but he's a long snapper. So we kind of get what his purpose is. That's what's that? Right, and that's another thing. Juszczyk is going to be moved around from running back to fullback to tight end as well. So this list could change up dramatically if you consider the likes and the talents of someone like Kyle Juszczyk. Jesse, I want you to pick one more position group that we can discuss really quick before we let you go, because we have other people who want to get on here as well. Why don't you think of a position, whether it be running back, wide receiver, safeties, corners, whatever it is, pick a position, and we'll discuss that really quick with this way too early 53-man roster prediction. Receivers? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy how receivers went from a weakness to people actually arguing over which receivers are going to make this team. So I'm looking at this article here that Ali posted, and
let's get Jesse. Who Jesse thinks is gonna?
Well, I want to tell him who's going to make it based off of what Ali's saying here. He's got Pierre Garçon, Marquise Goodwin, Jeremy Curley, Aldrick Robinson, Trent Taylor, and Bruce Ellington. All right. So if you keep those guys that are there, that means he is leaving off the likes of DeAndre Smelter, B.J. Johnson III.
Who beat out Katie Cannon.
Right. He beat out exactly. DeAndre Carter, Aaron Burbridge, Kendrick Bourne, Victor Bolden. These are the guys who are now left off of this list. What are your thoughts on that? And with DeAndre Smelter being gone, that's the tallest wide receiver out of the group. Your thoughts on that there, Jesse? Okay. Okay. All right. And I agree with a lot with what you said. I want to give a little recap because Ali can't hear you. So Ali, what he was saying here was that DeAndre Smelter hasn't really shown a lot, so he kind of agrees with you on that. B.J. Johnson, nothing really going there. He disagrees with you on the Bruce Ellington making the team. He says that he thinks it's time to move on from there. And what he was trying to draw from was look at the Patriots. The Patriots, I mean, other than Randy Moss that 1 year, who are the big wide receivers that they had there? It's more about being crisp route runners and the timing of the plays. And so that's why he agrees with the majority of the list that you've put together there, because there are a bunch of really good route runners in Pierre Garçon. Now, Marquise Goodwin is yet to be seen as far as the route running ability, but you have the Pierre Garçons, you have the Jeremy Curleys and the Aldrick Robinsons. He knows that those guys are those guys. Trent Taylor, Nick's freaking draft crush here. So he definitely agrees with you there. And so that Jesse was saying that he agrees with everything that you were saying. But he says that he likes Aaron Burbridge. So Jesse, we're going to thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and disconnect you, man. Keep on listening. All right, we're going to respond to that. I'm going to give Ali a chance to respond to what you're saying about Aaron Burbridge not making the team when you think he should. I mean, Ali, what do you got there, bud?
Well, I had B.J. Johnson, Burbridge, and Smelter as two of the three I had them making the practice squad. But the reason why I don't think Burbridge, is going to be Burbridge over someone like Ellington is I just don't think I haven't seen her again. I haven't heard anything from him. And Bruce Ellington, he has been battling injuries. He's someone that cannot stay healthy. But I think the reason why he makes his team is because in preseason, this kid's going to show out because he knows that if he doesn't show up and show out, and there's not a very good likelihood of him making another NFL roster because they're going to be like, yo, this kid can't stay healthy. Burbridge is relatively young. This is his second year, right? So this kid, he has another chance to make another roster. I think he's more of a developmental guy. So I don't know if I see him making it. Again, there's always camp showouts and training camp showouts and preseason showouts. So he could definitely be one of those guys if Jesse, I didn't hear fully what Jesse was saying to about Burbridge, but if he's one of those guys that he believes in him, in college, he was someone that, caught a lot of balls, had good route running. He was one of the best receivers on his college team. So, it's something that I could definitely see someone like Burbridge or a Smelter or a Johnson make the team, but it's just going to come down to the fact of who I think is hungrier. And right now I think that's Bruce Ellington.
Okay, so we got some interesting comments on here also, Ali. So I want to read those to you really quick. And one of them is going to go all the way back to the tight end discussion, okay? So let me go ahead and get to that. This is all from Timo, all right? Timo Mindo. He was saying, he was saying a lot, actually. So he says, Quentin Dial, Dante Johnson, and Vance McDonald all would surprise me. He said, we need quality starters at defensive tackle, cornerback, and tight end since those positions are already thin. McDonald isn't going. New contract, right? Someone said, Tony Escobar says, Beldozer cut for sure. All right. And then Timo was back. He says, Blake Bell's a camp body, nothing more. He was a QB in college and has done nothing and not much on our roster. The reason he's gone is that they drafted a #1 tight end and signed they drafted one tight end and signed two other tight ends this season. So, and he's talking about between the draft and undrafted free agents. So I can see what he's saying, that they clearly can't be that confident in his abilities. Yeah. And then Timo went on to say, we are actually deeper in wide receiver this year, running back as well. Someone going to the practice squad among our running backs and maybe one or two wide receivers as well. I think the old core is getting cut. Smelter, Ellington, Carter, and Burbridge. Our most important position this preseason is going to be our offensive line. I think bringing in Barnes and Zuda helps solidify it, but Garnett still needs to learn the pass block. All right, and then we went to some issues about the audio. We have Tony Escobar saying that Bruce is getting cut. Jesse's typing in, Burbridge made Cook look like, he said good in college. I think he meant God, right? He said no worries. All right, no problem, Jesse. Thanks for joining us. So this is going to be a very, very interesting topic of discussion because there's so much to go into here. Nick, I mean, where do you want to start, man? There's a lot to jump into here. What do you want to look at his list and just dissect it? I mean, I can literally pick any position and just go there and go off on him.
I think O-line looks pretty good.
You like the O-line here?
I do like the O-line.
Staley, Garnett, Beatles, Zuda, Kilgore, Brown.
And that Bruce goes a little bit on my end of wondering who we're gonna cut on that end. So let's see.
John Flynn, Gilliam. We traded.
Gilliam.
We traded for this guy. Now I want to be clear here. I don't think either one of us were high on him because he came from Seattle.
Right.
Seattle has one of the worst offensive lines in the league. They were willing to let him go. I don't think any of us agreed with why we traded for him in the first place, right? But this is the name that I have a problem with right here. I mean, what do you think?
I think Theus is, he's a 2 years experience.
Yeah. I'm not willing to let him go yet.
I don't think I'm ready for him either. Over Fusco. I think that would be the only change that I would make there. So out of Joe Staley, Garnett, Beatles, Zuda, Kilgore, Trent Brown, and instead of Brandon Fusco, I would probably add in there. My personal opinion is John Theus.
Absolutely, and that's exactly where I was going. Ali, do you have any rebuttal for that?
No, I like Theus too. I think he's gonna make the practice squad, but I personally prefer Fusco over Theus.
So here's something else that you guys have to consider. And this is going to be different for this year because we're not going from the 90 to 75 to 53. There's going to be a ton of guys who hit the free agency wire at one point in the NFL. I think that if your team, every team is going from 90 to 53. So that's 37 cuts, right?
Yes.
You're probably only going to bring back like 2 of them because every team is cutting 37 guys, and you're going to be like, damn, I wish we had that guy.
Two of your own guys.
That's my point. Yeah.
You may be bringing 2 from another team.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting. That's going to be something that we need to watch this year. Is with that cut down.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be people where we can't stash.
Yep.
Teams like to do stash it, on the practice squad and hope nobody picks them up. I mean, Marcus Rush was a prime example of that last year, where we were trying to stash him and keep him, and he got picked up. So that's going to be kind of interesting this year. That's also something that we should all keep an eye on and look forward to. I don't know if I look forward to it as much because a lot of talent is going to be gone compared to staying on practice squad.
And Tony and Ali, there's a good debate going on right now in the chat. One guy is saying our O-line is flying under the radar, and I like it. The other guy is saying I think our O-line is a weakness. I hope some free agents get cut, some good free agents. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our O-line is actually weak.
Really?
I don't think.
Look at last year and look at the run game. Look at how often Carlos Hyde got hit behind the line of scrimmage. How can you say it's not a weakness?
Yes, I'm not saying that it's.
It's not a strength. It's not a strength.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a strength either. I'm not saying it's a strength completely. I don't think that it's as bad as we think. I think. Really, what are you going to do? You're going to replace the entire offensive line other than Joe Staley? No.
Who was good? Tell me a good offensive lineman last year.
Zane Beatles.
Zane Beatles wasn't good. He was versatile. He went from one spot to another.
He was good, though.
He was good at moving around. Yeah, he played center, he played tackle, and he played guard.
Yeah. But we didn't put our first-round pick onto the field last year.
No, he did.
Not much.
Josh Garnett played. He
Not
just
much.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
He wasn't good.
When you play a high school type system,
I'm just saying, like,
Jesus.
I'm trying to argue. I'm trying to argue both sides of everything. So Tony Escobar says I like Zane Beatles as center or guard. He played well last year. Now listen.
I think Zane Beatles might be the center this year, and Kilgore might slide back to guard.
So then, what are we doing with Zuda? Because we brought Zuda in to be guard or center. No way, Beatles get center.
No chance.
It's not
no
happening.
chance.
Exactly. There's no way he's getting center. Now listen.
Hey, the topic of discussion is happening.
No, but see, for topic of this discussion, this is great. Let me tell you why this is great. Because we're arguing over 3 potential centers, where last year we couldn't agree on 1.
Right. Well,
look at how good of it. Look at how much of an improvement this is.
So we're sitting here saying that this isn't a strength.
Well, maybe you guys are convincing me now.
It is a strength.
Maybe you guys are convincing me.
This offensive line is not as bad as we think.
Oh, Escobar says Kilgore is cut. Whoa. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, no, I don't think Kilgore is going anywhere. I mean, Kilgore's, whether it's depth or anything,
Kilgore was our best rated offensive lineman when healthy the last 2 seasons.
Kilgore's a bull, man.
He's a what? What was that, Ali?
He's a bull.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that
he's one of our top 3, if healthy.
Yeah, if healthy, that's the thing.
And that's what I was just saying. Is health is what's gonna make or break him. No pun intended.
But throwing right the fuck in there.
Yeah. No, don't mean to throw you under. But I don't think. You guys seen my tweet out from 49er Faithful 365 with Kilgore returning punts. So I think that's what his specialty is going to be this year. But no, I'm just joking. But I don't think Kilgore goes anywhere. I think that he is.
He is always injured, Tony.
He definitely is always injured. Well, for the last 2 years, he's been injured.
But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a value on the team. Listen, any NFL coach will tell you that if you can play more than one position, you increase your chance of making the roster. If Kilgore can play guard and can play center, whether it be on the left or the right side of the line, that gives him 3 positions that he can play. And he doesn't just play those positions. He plays them well when he's healthy.
Yep.
All right? So if he's in a part of a rotation, whether he's the center or whether he's one of the guards, that's great. Right, Ali? I mean, do you disagree?
No, I agree with that. But out of my list, let me find your 5 starters.
On the offensive line? You want my 5 starters?
And then
is that what you're asking for? Okay, all right. I'll go with me from left to right. I'm going to go with Joe Staley on the left side. I'm going to go with left tackle Joe Staley, left guard Zane Beatles. I'm going to go center Jeremy Zuda. I'm going to go right guard Daniel Kilgore, and I'm going to go right tackle Trent Brown. I do not have Joshua Garnett starting for the team this year, even though we moved up to get him in the first round. Joshua Garnett just simply has not shown me enough to be a starter in the NFL. He just hasn't shown me enough yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people on this team that haven't.
But of the guys that I named, Joe Staley, Beatles, Zuda, Kilgore, and Brown, which one of those guys are you taking out to put Joshua Garnett in the line?
I already told you.
Who? Who is Joshua Garnett? He's not going to beat out. He's not beating out Beatles for a guard, and he's not beating out Kilgore for a guard. And that's all he plays.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm not saying he can't be number 6 and ready to move up. I'm just saying starting. Ali asked us for the starters.
Starters.
So who would be your 5 starters? Because let me tell you, when I first did this exercise, we did this a couple of episodes ago, and then you reminded me, like, Mike, you didn't have Joshua Garnett, and I was like, oh shit, like I can't believe I left out a first round pick. Yeah. Right. So who would be your starting 5? You don't have to use this because we're not on the phone right now. Sorry.
Let's see. So Joe, I'd go with the Joe Show. I'd go with Beatles.
You can interchange Zuda and Kilgore, I swear.
Yeah.
Between the center and the right guard, you can put either one of them either way.
I want to say Zuda.
Mm-hmm.
Kilgore.
And then Trent Brown. So you don't even have Garnett in there as a starter. He's a first round pick.
Well, because it depends on Kilgore's injury history. It depends if he gets cut.
He's healthy right now.
Yeah, he is.
And if he's healthy, he's the best offensive lineman that we have.
Yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Garnett doesn't have talent. It could have been the system last year. It could have been a lot of different things. That system was horrible. That system was straight poop.
Okay, so Escobar is saying that, mark my words, Zane will beat him out, plus free agent pickups. He's gone. He's talking about Kilgore.
I don't know. I just don't see it. But, hey, I am going to take a screenshot of that, and if you were correct, I will send you and let you know that you were correct, and I will put that out there and put myself on blast.
I want to know what Ali's starting line is. I want to know what your starting 5 are, Ali.
Because the funny thing,
Ali has Staley. For the people who haven't seen the article yet, again, guys, go to nothingbutniners.com and look at the recent blogs there, okay?
You can pull it up right now.
That's right.
And see the exact list that we're talking about.
He has Staley, Beatles, Zuda, Kilgore, Brown, and Brandon Fusco making the team as offensive lineman. That's 7. He did not say those are his startings, but he has those 7 making the team. So I'm very interested. I'll be completely honest with you. I just want to know if he has Garnett in his starting lineup. So what do you got there, Ali?
You know, the funny thing is why I asked you that question. Why I asked you both that question is because I'm right lockstep with you. I'm lockstep with you. I'm lockstep with you guys there. I don't think Garnett is ready, and you know what? I haven't given up on Garnett. I haven't given up. That's besides what I'm saying. I think just season him. You know, he was bad last year. I agree with what you're saying there, Mike. He was bad last year, but give him some time. You know, let him develop properly, and I think he's going to be right there.
Yeah.
I think either mid-year, starting next year, I think Garnett could be taking over one of that role. So I'm not down on Joshua Garnett. Don't get me wrong. And sorry?
He said, whose role is he going to take over? Because if you have him taking over someone's role next year, he's got to replace somebody. So listen, I think we all agree here. I think all 3 of us, between myself, Nick, and Ali.
Which is a good problem to have.
No, but I think we all agree that Garnett is definitely the number 6 of the 5. There's only 5 starters. I think we all agree that Garnett is number 6. Ali, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Nick, you agree with that? Garnett's the number 6. He's not enough to quite be a starter just yet, but you know, if one of the guards go down.
Right now at this point, with us trading for Zuna, yes, I agree.
Okay.
But that's to be seen with what Zuna does, because he could be a wash, and that's why he was going to get cut.
Right.
And just traded.
That's assuming we're getting the Zuda that was there in Baltimore. Yeah, exactly.
Was a Pro Bowl player. So
right.
If Zuda gets cut, Kilgore's going to stay at center, and Garnett's going to be starting right guard.
So then, Ali, again, I want to know your starting 5. I mean, I guess I'm assuming it's the same starting 5 that we all had.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
It?
Yeah.
Okay. I personally want to get to this defensive line.
You guys want to move on then? Wait. Before we move on, I said I was going to read people's comments, and so rest in peace, Mac Dre has a question for us. He says, if Joe Williams was running Chip Kelly's offense last year, would he have more rushing yards than Carlos Hyde? If Joe Williams was running in Chip Kelly's offense last year, would he have more rushing yards? See, this is a trick question. Chip Kelly.
No. Your fault.
Nick's just gonna be asshole out the gate. He's just gonna say no because he would quit on the team.
Carlos Hyde had almost 1,000 yards last year. He was hit 60% of the time.
And what did he play? 14, 15 games?
Yeah, I don't even think it was that many. It was 13.
Yeah, so.
But he was hit behind the line of scrimmage 60% of the time, with an average of 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and still almost averaged 1,000 yards.
Yeah, so Mac Dre is saying, I only say that because he's more explosive. So let me Mac, I agree with you, and I'm going to let Ali respond to you before I give my answer. But I absolutely agree with you that Williams is definitely more explosive than Carlos Hyde, and I even think he has more straight line speed there. But there's something else that we're not discussing. Ali, what do you think, man? If we were running the same exact offense as last year, Carlos Hyde or Joe Williams, who do you think has more rushing yards when it's all said and done?
No chance in hell Joe Williams has more yards than Carlos Hyde. No chance.
Okay.
Remember that offensive line, like we just talked about it. That offensive line was not great. You know what I mean? And you know, it's just one of those things. Like Hyde. What is Hyde supposed to do if there's no lanes? Where are you supposed to go? Exactly. If there's no fullback, how are you supposed to get through that second level? Like
that's another good point. That's
a great fucking. That's my point. That's what. Talk your shit, Ali.
You know, let's cut Hyde some slack. New isn't always better. Isn't always better.
I'm trying not to clap. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ali. Talk your shit, man.
Let's call spade a spade, man. Hyde is a top 10 running back in this league if he's healthy.
And has a good offensive line and a fullback.
He don't even need all that shit to be a top 10.
No.
He was damn
give
near top 10 last year, and he was injured.
I'm telling you, I've already went out and told you 12 to 1,500 yards for Hyde.
Let's go. Let's go.
Give the guy a little bit of credit. Cut him some slack. Like he is gonna show out and show off this year, bro. You know, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
I think that he's got to show up this year, and I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, as in he needs to show up this year, but I think he is gonna. He's tired of hearing the critics right now as to the competition that's in that running back room right now. He's tired of hearing it. The media hits him with it every day at training camp. So I think he's going to come out with his ass on fire, per se. But like I said, I told you guys before and on pods, I think with a fullback and a better type scheme fit system for Hyde, if he can stay healthy, he can be a 12 to 1,500 yard back.
Let me tell you guys something, all right? And I agree with everything that you guys are saying so far, but here's why we all have the same answer. Absolutely, under no circumstance would Joe Williams have been more successful than Carlos Hyde, right? We all agree on that. But let me explain to you guys why. I'm going to give you guys – I'm going to do the Kyle Shanahan thing and make sure you understand why we're doing what we're doing or why we're saying what we're saying, okay? If you look at these highlight clips, if you look at any film from Joe Williams last year in college, Joe Williams doesn't create a hole. He hits a hole and he runs through it extremely fast. One cut and he explodes. The problem is last year, there were no holes to hit. Carlos Hyde got hit behind or at the line of scrimmage more than any running back in the NFL last year. Okay, he also averaged more yards after contact than any running back in the NFL last year. Okay, and that's why Joe Williams wouldn't be more successful than Carlos Hyde, because I have not seen Joe Williams create yards after contact the way that Carlos Hyde does. I'm not saying that he's incapable of doing it. I'm saying I haven't seen him do it. And so under no circumstance do I think that Joe Williams is capable of doing what Carlos Hyde did. Carlos Hyde looks for contact where Joe Williams shies away from it. You know,
that shit.
Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. Joe Williams looks for the holes, which is what you're supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to look for the holes, but when your offensive line isn't making holes, you have to run over. I'm sorry, no clapping. You have to run over the first person that you come in contact with. You know what I'm saying? That was in there, right? Go ahead,
Some
Ollie.
people criticize Hyde for that, but you know, that's one of his attributes. I feel. I think that's definitely one of his attributes, that he looks for contact.
Yeah.
Again, pick your spots, kid. Pick your spots. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
A lot of lackluster running in a lot of his college film.
Don't you're gonna upset some people, Nick. Don't do that, man. You're gonna make some people upset. My man Nick is over here. See, people weren't watching. People weren't watching. They were looking at the numbers. They remember that first game back after he came out of retirement, how he ran for over 340 yards. That's what people are thinking about. What they're not thinking about is the plays that he gave up on. Or you know what I mean? Or if the hole wasn't there, what do? He just push people and then, boom, tackle for 2 yards. That's what people are not thinking about. Carlos Hyde isn't wired like that. He's going to run through you and then continue to make more yards after contact. He's going to make those plays when there's no play there to be made. He's going to try. People say he got happy feet and all that. He had no choice but to get happy feet because there were no gaps. There were no holes for him to make any progress, And they're saying
and let's talk about Kyle Juszczyk. What is he going to do to Carlos Hyde? Bruce Miller? Yeah, for Carlos Hyde. You remember Bruce Miller?
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde was a different running back when Bruce Miller was blocking for him.
Yeah.
And I would say Juszczyk is an upgrade over Bruce Miller. Not to take anything away from Bruce Miller. I'm not going to beat down on the guy because he's what happened to him. But I'd say Juszczyk's a definite upgrade over Bruce Miller.
Yeah, I can't argue that at all, Ollie. I always said that, the year that the Niners were in the Super Bowl, the Ravens and the 49ers had a fullback. And I still held my ground that Bruce Miller was a better fullback than what the Raiders. It wasn't
Juszczyk. It was
Leach.
Yeah.
Vontae Leach.
Vontae.
Vontae. Yeah.
And I hold my grounds on that. Bruce Miller was more versatile. He wasn't as big, but he was faster. You know, he could do more things. He could receive a little bit better than Devontae could, and he could run the ball a little bit better. He was a little more agile than what Leach was. And so I felt that the Niners had the best fullback in the league at that time. I feel that way once again. And if you step back and you take a look at what the job of a fullback, not what he can do when he branches out of tight end, not what he can do when he lined up as a running back, but a fullback, a pure fullback. This is what Nick's point's been all along since we started this podcast, since we started the website. What is the value of a real fullback in the NFL? And what is he going to do for the likes of someone like Carlos Hyde? I mean, Nick has been preaching this all along, that if you have someone take the first contact for Carlos Hyde and let him get to the second level before his first line of contact, watch out. That's it. That's what it's going to be.
He averaged almost 6 yards a carry behind Bruce Miller. It was like 5.8.
And imagine what he's going to do with this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy's a lot better.
This guy in this offense.
Yeah. And the other thing is you're not going to know whether he's coming out to block you or go out for a pass.
Exactly. So when he's approaching you, you're not going to run towards him because you're assuming he's blocking you. You're going to backpedal, or you're going to pause a little bit just to see what he's doing.
Which is only going to make downfield blocking a lot easier.
Exactly, guys. This is going to be a hell of a year for Carlos Hyde. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Joe Williams. Joe Williams is an amazing talent. You watch the tape, and when he hits the hole, he hits it hard. He's convincing with it also.
We may see a lot this year of Joe Williams and Carlos Hyde in the backfield at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Joe Williams. All right, so let me see here. Hold on. We got a lot going on here in the group chat. I see Joe Williams having more yards this year, Hyde having more touchdowns. I want to agree with that because I think that we all agree that Williams is the more explosive running back.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that Hyde will just have overall way more opportunities than Williams. And so it's going to keep the yards a little balanced. And I do think that Hyde will be the guy to punch it in once we get down in the red zone. So I think Hyde will edge him out in the yards. And I think he's going to end up – this is my personal opinion. So I don't know what Ali thinks about that. All right. So before – go ahead, Ali. Go ahead.
No, I think Joe Williams is definitely going to be a factor this year. And that should also ease the load off. I think almost everyone is going to be used well. As you look at Shanahan last year, he used Freeman, he used Coleman, and he even used that other guy. I forgot his name.
Their fullback. What was their fullback's name?
Their fullback, their third string guy.
In Atlanta. Oh, Jesus. I can't remember his name right now.
Left, right?
But yeah, he was a free agent also. And that's the guy that John Lynch said, look, I know you want to get someone who is familiar with your system, but we can get someone who's better than him, and Kyle Juszczyk. And so I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now, but you're right. You're absolutely right, Ali. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think all the running backs are definitely going to be a factor, and you know, this is something that I definitely am looking forward to because last year, you know, we had Sean Drawn, we had Dwan Harris, but I wouldn't really say that those guys are great running backs. They're Jags. You know what I mean? They're just the guys. So I am looking forward to seeing how this complementary of running backs work together.
All right. You said you want to give a prediction for Hyde this year really quick before we move on?
Yeah, I'm going to give a prediction. I'm going to go out there. And then Tony Escobar can hold me to this as well. Let's say I'm going to go with 12 touchdowns, 1,275 yards.
Wow. Let me ask you this question. Is he healthy all season for those 1,275?
Yes.
So if he breaks down a little bit early, we'll have to give you some slack.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's healthy all year.
Hyde is healthy all year. You think the value of a fullback?
The fullback.
Wow. That's ideally one less hit that he has to take. Yes. So per rush. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb here,
No. Flat out. Soto says no. What'd you say, Ali?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I don't think Hyde's gonna stay healthy all year. I think he may get a small injury. That he will be lingering with going into the bye week. But I think after the bye week, he's gonna be a full go.
I'm gonna say this. I think Hyde will play all games all year this year, and if for no reasons because it's a contract year. That's something that a lot of people are forgetting. So even if he is nicked or dinged up, where he would normally sit out a game or two, I think that he knows, hey, this is a contract year.
I gotta play.
Every year that I can add to my resume when I hit free agency is gonna put dollars in my pocket. Exactly. It's gonna put dollars in my pocket and it's gonna show I'm not a quitter.
Yep.
I think we have a really good shot of Hyde playing in all 16 games this year for the first time in a long time. Mac Dre is saying 11 touchdowns for Hyde and 1,150 yards for Joe Williams. I don't think Joe Williams gets close to that many yards with Hyde being healthy all 16 games.
Yeah, I don't think he gets that much play to get that much yards. And it may be situational football when he comes in. But like I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I like about Joe Williams on tape, and there's a lot of things I don't like. So,
yeah.
And you're not going to come in as a rookie when you're behind a veteran running back. If he's healthy, you're not going to. I mean, what are your chances of really starting over a vet? You have to blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
I'll say against Joe Williams because I like Joe Williams. Like I said, there's some things I do like and there's some things I don't like. But that's normal with rookies. You see a lot of things that you don't like, and coaches see the same thing and they fix them. So it's going to be interesting. It's a good thing to have. We have a lot of depth at the running back position, but I think the addition of the fullback, and not only just a fullback, but an offensive weapon type fullback to where you don't know what he's doing. So that's going to use a lot of linebackers.
If he was, I'll let you finish this up, Ali, but if he was just a blocking fullback, it will be a little different. If he was a Vontae Leach, who was only going to get 1 or 2 yards when he touches the ball or just block, that would be different. But this guy can go out wide. This guy can move into a tight end position, and he can actually be a legitimate running back.
He wasn't a runner in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
He was more of a pass catching type fullback who went downfield and put a licking on you in the blocking. So people aren't going to be sure when he's coming out of the backfield if he's
what he's
to
doing.
Block him or he's coming to pass. Because he doesn't really normally run the ball. I'm sure he probably really won't run the ball this year.
Right.
Maybe 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s, things like that. But I don't know, man. It's a good thing to keep an eye on.
That fullback dive play is going to be sick this year because you don't know when it's coming. Yeah. Absolutely. Ali, what were you going to say, man? Take it away, and then we're going to move on to the next group. And then we're going to have to cut this short because we've been rocking hard, man. We got one more group that we want to get to, but Ali, go ahead and finish this one up.
Going into back to the article, surprise cut. We haven't touched on this. Tim Hightower. What do you guys think of that? Of Bibbs over him? Before you guys say that, the reason why I think Bibbs over Hightower, we traded for him, and I think that Bibbs is younger. Hightower's got
well, he is. You don't think it, you know it. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's younger. He's younger, and I think Hightower's got more mileage on him, right? So, what do you guys think of that?
I think we keep 4 running backs this year, and I don't agree with you on Tim Hightower. I think he stays on the team.
Whoa, I don't believe you, Nick. I'm sorry. There's no way you believe we keep 4 running backs and Hightower makes this team. You tell me what 4 running backs are making this team and Hightower is part of it.
Williams, Hyde, Hightower, and Breida.
So you don't have Bibbs making it?
No.
No way. You don't believe that someone we traded for in the middle of the draft is making this team? Are you serious?
I'm serious. We got to see what he does on the field. That's my personal opinion. It's the way too early 53.
Hightower's 31 years old, bro.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. That makes a huge difference.
Leadership.
Presence. No. In other positions, I would agree with you. In a wide receiver position, I would agree with you. Running back, no. Get the ball and run. Hit the hole.
That's what I'm saying. In a running back.
What is the number one thing about running backs? Over 30. They're over the hill. They're over the hill. They're over the hill.
As soon as a running back hits 30, they're getting rid of them. They chop them off at the head. Frank Gore might have 2 more good years in him, but once you hit 30, the Niners want nothing to do with him.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they obviously wanted something because they signed him.
He said, we traded for Bibbs. He may stay. He's high. LOL. I didn't. He's high. LOL. I'm sorry.
And don't think playing on.
Oh wait, they're saying Ali's high. Oh shit! Wait, whoa, what? All right, I need to understand what they're saying. Go ahead, Ali. Keep going.
And don't think that Hightower's good year last year wasn't a factor of playing on that turf in the Metrodome. That's a quick park to play in. You know what I mean? So I don't see Hightower making it. That's why I said that.
Well, I don't know.
When you rather have a younger Bibbs over an older guy like Hightower, like who like why keep Hightower?
Why is everybody always sold on people they haven't even watched play?
First of all, Bibbs has he has film.
He has tape.
Yeah, not much.
It doesn't have to be much, man. Listen, okay. Let me give you my perspective on this. Ali, are you done? Was there anything else you wanted to add before I get all long-winded on this shit?
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, all right, so you have Hightower, who we went out of our way to get in free agency. So I get your perspective. I swear to you I do, right? Because we know Mostert is like a long shot. We absolutely know he's a long shot, right? Mm-hmm. But what other running back is that long shot? We're not keeping all of these guys. No, and I think
we're keeping 4.
Right. And I
6 there.
Exactly. And we might only be keeping 3 if we count Juszczyk as a running back. That's the shit that people are forgetting. So you got to look at who's the obvious man out. Raheem Mostert. He's gone. Mm-hmm. Who's the next obvious man out? It's the 31-year-old. It's a 31-year-old. We don't need, bro. What does he do? What does he bring to the table that anybody else isn't gonna bring?
I don't know because I haven't seen Bibbs play that much.
I'm not
gonna cut a rookie that I just drafted. I'm not gonna cut.
Wait. So you're not gonna cut a rookie that you just drafted. So Breida is safe, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wait, okay. So Breida is safe, and so is Joe Williams.
Joe Williams.
Is Carlos Hyde safe? Carlos Hyde is safe. Okay,
yes,
okay.
Tim Hightower.
No. You can't say Tim Hightower because we just picked him up in free agency. So now you're left with
4.
No,
that's my 4.
Wait.
Carlos Hyde, Tim Hightower.
Mostert's gone.
And
Mostert's gone, right?
Yes.
Mostert's gone. Let's talk about the safe guys. Your 2 rookies that you brought in.
Yes.
Okay.
Carlos
Hyde, so Breida
and
Williams and Hyde. They're safe.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the people who are out. Mostert. We agree that Mostert's out.
Yes.
Okay. So now you're deciding between Tim Hightower
or
Capri Bibbs. You gave up.
Done nothing.
Wait. But you can't say
he's
special teams.
No. He didn't come from Baltimore. He came from Denver. Okay,
Denver.
But hear me out. Wait, hear me out. You don't want to get rid of Breida, an undrafted free agent rookie. You didn't give up anything to get Breida, but you gave up something to get Bibbs. Why are you getting rid of somebody who you gave up something to get? It doesn't make sense to get rid of him.
You just cut him. You can use something for him.
No, it doesn't make sense to get rid of him at all. He's a 4-year guy. He can't be put on practice squad. And we gave up something to get him.
We can trade him.
We're not.
You know why nobody's gonna pick him up? Because he sucks.
No, but you can't stash him on practice squad, so you want him on your team. You don't want a 31-year-old over someone who's only 24. No. Are you kidding? What?
I do. I want 2 veterans and 2 rookies.
Who are your 2 veterans?
Carlos Hyde and Tim Hightower.
You don't want Tim Hightower, bro. He's 31 years old.
So what?
What do you mean? What if it was the same? Wait. Who are the Saints running back this year?
I don't know. Don't care.
No. Tell me one Saint running back.
Tell me one.
Wait. Tell me. Just tell me.
I don't care about the Saints.
But I need you to just try to think of just one. Just think of one. Can you think of one?
No.
Ali, can you think of one Saints running back this year?
Mark Ingram, Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
They picked up Adrian.
How old is he?
Wait.
How old is he?
Oh, come on. Don't even try to compare Adrian Peterson to Hightower.
With 2 knee injuries.
Adrian Peterson and Hightower? Are you kidding me? That's me and my son.
Yeah, I'm taking your son.
I'm not messing with Nick tonight. Yo.
Oh, and they drafted Alvin Kamara.
Wait, no. Don't worry about who they drafted. My point is, it took a lot to come up with Adrian Peterson. Who did you say?
Mark Ingram.
And Mark. How old is Mark Ingram? Mark Ingram's got to be almost
29.
30 also, 29, 30, right? Why would they let go of Tim Hightower and not bring him back?
Because they like Mark Ingram better.
So why pick up Adrian Peterson? Like you said, knee injury and he's older. Why?
Knee injuries.
So why bring him in instead of Adrian Peterson? We have to look at the information. We got to look at the information, bro. They would rather take a chance on Adrian Peterson than Tim Hightower, who they already knew they're familiar with.
Hightower was a free agent. And Adrian Peterson, they decided to late in free agency. So, look, this is the only thing I'm trying to say is
Hightower not making the team.
That's fine. We'll see.
Hightower's not making this roster, bro.
We'll see.
He's not making the roster. Listen, all right, I'm sorry.
All right, $20.
You want to bet me $20 that he's gonna make the team?
$20 he makes the team, and you guys can all be the witnesses. $20.
I know he's not gonna make the team.
$20. Well, then if you know,
wait. Let me tell you why I don't want to shake your hand. I don't want to take your money later.
I don't care.
I don't take people's money. Look. No. You don't gotta pull out $20 right now, man. No. What are you doing? You're raising the price. Yo,
I thought I'm the gambler.
Exactly, right? Ali's supposed to be the gambler here.
$100.
Listen, it has nothing to do with the money. Even if I won the bet, I wouldn't take your money. So we need to come up with something. I tell you what, we're all going to the Cowboys game, right? Every drink I have is on that person. So every drink you want, that whole weekend is on me.
You won't take my money.
No, but I'll buy you. I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a drink. I'm not going to take cash out your hand, but I'll buy you a drink.
Those drinks at Levi's are expensive. Be careful.
Yeah, I know they're like $13.
I won't drink at the stadium. I'm a pre-gamer. I'll party hard in the parking lot. All right, so we got a deal. Every drink that Nick wants the weekend of the Cowboys game is on me, except at Levi's.
Yeah.
Except in the stadium, all right? So you guys saw that. If Tim Hightower makes this team, I owe Nick drinks for the entire weekend of the Cowboys game. Tim Hightower will not make this team. He said, loser has to wear a dunce cap. I'm almost wearing one now because the top of my dome is up.
And that fourth running back spot, don't you think Capri Bibbs over Hightower for special teams? Just on a special team.
That's my point. Listen, if you have Carlos Hyde and Hightower, you're not going to put your two rookies at risk for playing special teams the whole time.
All right, so look, the bet's already been made, so defensive line, here we go.
All right, so we want to move on to defensive line. I'm sorry, guys. He don't want to talk about being wrong.
We can talk about this all night, but it's just going to be a round table, and Nick's going to be right anyway. So
he doesn't want to be wrong all night long. So I understand him wanting to move on. So let's pull up Ali's article here. It's right here. And Ali has DeForest Buckner, I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Armstead,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with. Solomon Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with. Here's where we start to get shaky. Ronald Blair, Earl Mitchell, DJ Jones, and Chris Jones. He's got the Jones brothers. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
All right? He's got the Jones brothers making the line here. So let's talk about this defensive line. Ali, what were your thoughts when you put this together?
I was just looking.
Wait. Before you go into this, I want to know from you if you were considering the outside linebacker position as a defensive lineman, because that's been being played into this a little bit this offseason.
No, I clumped all the linebackers together, and then I just did just the classic defensive line all on that, and the reason why I think that I like this line group is it's so many top end picks, with the first three. The first three are beasts. They're gonna dominate the trenches this year, and the three I'm talking about. I really like Ronald Blair.
Thomas.
Yeah, I really like Ronald Blair as a rotational player. I really have high hopes from him. And DJ Jones, everything I've heard from this kid and heard about him, I heard this guy's like
That's good.
Like a beast nose tackle.
From the hundreds and shit. That's what
And the last guy, Chris Jones. Chris Jones keeps on making plays. How are you gonna cut a guy who keeps on making plays? You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna cut a guy that keeps making plays? What else do you want him to do? Like
the guy, Chris Jones is the guy that's from Oregon, right? That came in last year with Chip Kelly, and then all of a sudden, like, he was actually producing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think he's another guy that's gonna have an awesome preseason, and it's just gonna be like how are you supposed to cut him? He just keeps making plays.
And then he's gonna get Marcus rushed.
That's fucked up. All right, so let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So you said you did not include outside linebackers in your assessment for defensive linemen because I mean, I kind of feel like Eric Armstead shouldn't be in here. All the rumors we're hearing about camp is Eric Armstead's playing the outside linebacker. He's playing the Leo.
But then again, right now I'd still classify him as a classic defensive lineman. You know what I mean?
Well, I just want to make sure we're getting this right because from what I'm hearing, what I'm hearing is that Armstead is more like a outside linebacker, and Ahmad Brooks is more like a down lineman, and so is Aaron Lynch. Right? Aren't those the rumors that we're hearing right now? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let's get this straight before we continue to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too.
Okay, so we're just gonna play with the people who are classified as linemen. That's what we're gonna discuss. Ali, we got some comments here. I'm gonna read them to you. Don't get your feelings hurt, but it says Ali needs to stop falling in love with players, produce or get out of the building. Stop taking up a parking spot.
All right. We'll see.
I don't know. Who was that about, Max Ray? Who was that about? So
I'm thinking Chris Jones. I'm thinking he's talking about Chris Jones.
We have Eric Armstead, Ronald Blair, DeForest Buckner, Tank Carradine, Chris Jones, DJ Jones, Noble Nwuchu, and
Nwachkachu. Yeah,
Nwachkachu. Yeah, and then Solomon Thomas. All right, so
Solomon Thomas isn't making his team.
Okay. In the Knicks order. Like, let's first talk about. Let's not talk about a number of players or the players individually. Let's pick a number. Let's settle on how many of these defensive linemen are going to make the team. Now, I know that the numbers are going to be a little bit different here. I'm thinking 5. You got Ali. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm thinking only 5. As pure defensive linemen, I'm thinking only 5. You got 7. Nick, what do you have?
I'm going to 6.
All right. So, Ali, we're going to play this exercise with Nick. I got 5. You got 6. You got 7, and Nick chose 6. So we're going to stick with the number in the middle, and we're going to go with 6. All right. So what 6 players, Ali, or do you want me to go first? I don't mind going first. You let me know what you want to do.
If the 6 players, then I would just take off Chris Jones off the line.
Okay. All right. You're gonna take Chris off and leave BJ in.
DJ.
I'm not mad at that. DJ. DJ. Okay. I'm sorry. You're gonna leave DJ in. Okay. Let me tell you my 6. If this was me, Eric Armstead is going to be the best defensive lineman the 49ers have this year. The second best defensive lineman the 49ers are going to have this year is Ronald Blair.
Yes!
Brian Young, eh?
I knew you would like that. Ronald Blair is going to be the second best. Third best is going to be DeForest Buckner. The fourth best is going to surprise the shit out of you all. That's going to be Tank Carradine.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's going to be the fourth best. Then we're going to have Solomon Thomas at number 5, and that's going to be pushing it. I don't know if Solomon Thomas has a spot on this line. And number 6 is going to be, I'm going to go with DJ Jones. Those are my 6 guys. So I have, again, Armstead, Blair, Buckner, Carradine, Jones, DJ, and Solomon Thomas. Somebody argue with me. What's up? Matt Dre agrees with me. Eric,
you still got love for Carradine, eh?
I don't have love for Carradine so much, but I think Carradine in the 4-3 scheme is putting him back where he should be, and I think he's going to surprise a lot.
Enough of this where he should be, man. He's had so many years No. He's had so many years of he's got to be in this. He's going to be in this system. He's got to be in that system. He'll flourish in this system. Just shut up and prove it, Tank.
No, but see, this is the thing, man. There's a difference between a 4-3 lineman and a 3-4 lineman. Tank didn't have. Listen, but Ali,
of course. But are you a good football player or not? Tank hasn't shown shit all, bro.
Bro, it's not about.
That doesn't mean anything either. I'm gonna jump in here because the Niners drafted Tank to be something that he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Made him
I agree.
Made him put on a ton of weight, and then he couldn't play that position. Then tried to switch him back and make him lose weight. So he was behind the 8 ball no matter how many times he got to play.
Yeah.
He is at a certain weight now. He knows that he's going to be playing the way he's playing
in a certain position. Yeah.
That he was playing in college instead of something different than he was playing in college. So I have to agree with Mike on this.
Okay, I get that.
Now, just so you know, Ali, you're not alone. Lewis is all with you. Lewis is like, let Tank go. So Lewis is all with you, bro. And by the way, I did not have Doomerville making this team. I don't think Old Man makes it. Okay? I went out on a limb when everyone was against me. When I said the dude from Arizona, what was his name? What was the guy from Arizona that we signed? Big name, too.
I forget.
It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And he even clapped back on me on Twitter. When I was tweeting for 49ers Gab, I was like, oh, he's not going to make the team. He was like, oh, you never played football. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then they cut his ass. What was his name?
Talking about too. I can't remember.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah, and I can't think of his name. But I went out on a limb and said that he wasn't going to make the team. Doomerville's not going to make this team either. Dockett. That's right.
Yeah,
Escobar.
Darnell
fucking Dockett. That's the guy. Listen, I know everyone wants to count Tank Carradine out, but he's been playing.
Give me 1 or 2 splash plays you remember Tank making. Give me something. What do you remember? What do you remember from the guy?
I can't, Ali, I can't give you a splash play because he hasn't been playing in his natural position, bro.
I understand that, but even if you're not playing in your natural position, please show something. Show me you have life. Like, I want to see you have life on the field. Like, you're out of position, but show me.
Yo, but like, I mean, I hear you. Listen.
We're gonna take you from defensive line and put you at safety.
No, that's no. I don't agree with that. That's too far fetched. No.
Right.
It's about
No.
It's about position though, but you have to be in your natural position, Ali. You have to be in the position that you're good at, bro.
I agree, but you still have to show up on the field. Like you're still playing football. It's lining up and playing football, and you're not showing anything. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I get it.
Look, I understand what you're saying, but you got to also understand that if you play outside linebacker and they move you into inside defensive lineman, there's a whole lot of different gaps and schemes and such like that. You can't sit there and look at it as you have to show some kind of natural ability. Like, yes, natural ability is just being on the field, but there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on with everybody that's in there. So, yeah, I agree, Lewis. Tank does fit this new D scheme, but they will be looking for an upgrade soon. If Tank doesn't improve himself this year, he will no longer make this team. But I think that he has an opportunity this year because he's going to be playing a position that he's used to playing, and he's at his correct weight. So I don't know, Ali. I'd like to agree with you on that, but I want to see what he can do in his natural position.
What were your 6? Like we heard my 6. We heard Mike's 6. Let's hear your 6. You got the list pulled up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eric, Blair, Buckner, Solomon, probably Tank and Doomerville.
What about DJ Jones?
Yeah, DJ Jones. I forgot about DJ Jones. So
I had Doomerville technically listed as a linebacker. So you're agreeing.
You got Doomerville making the team, but as a linebacker for sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking
DJ
about
Jones,
what positions.
So then I'm actually on board with exactly what Mike says.
See?
DJ Jones, Ted Carradine, the Forrest Buckner, Blair, Armstead, and Solomon.
Boom.
You guys agree on everything.
No, we definitely don't.
Talk your shit, Ali. Throw it back at him, Ali. That's what I'm talking about.
Did you make a bet about Hightower?
All right, so for the people watching, man, listen, guys, we want your input, man. All right, don't just watch. Type in there on the right side of your screen. There is a little live chat box.
Or
Okay.
give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, do you want someone else to call in really quick? Give them the phone number really quick.
One more caller.
628-888-3443. What's up?
There it is.
If you guys want to talk to us, let us know the phone number. I can't believe I remember that. That's pretty good. 628-888-3443.
All right.
Let us know what you think.
Let's do one more position group, either linebackers or corners.
I kind of want to get the linebackers because it's going to make a difference with the defensive linemen. It depends on how you look at it, right? I mean, we can save the rest of this because you got quarterbacks in here. I mean, there's a lot to discuss, man. There's a lot to discuss. I would like to even get back into the wide receivers. I'm not sure I agree with all that, and I want to get into that more. So let's get into who is Tank going to make sit down? Okay, Matt, let me take that challenge. Okay, we already agreed that we're going to go with 6 defensive linemen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said Armstead, Blair, Buckner, Carradine, Thomas, and DJ Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Now, for my personal preference, I don't have Earl Mitchell making the team, and I don't have Elvis Doomerville making the team. I have both of those guys as defensive linemen.
Oh, I forgot about Mitchell.
Mitchell's a good one. Mitchell's a really good one. And if you got Mitchell making the team, you got to take out DJ Jones. I'm okay with that.
Why though?
Why what?
Why do you have Earl Mitchell not making the team? This is actually one of John Lynch's first signings. Like he went out.
Look at that contract. Look at that contract. If he's still injured and that plays a part in his making this roster, why is he not listed where?
Mitchell's not on it.
Oh shit, you're right. Mitchell's not on this list as a defensive lineman.
Yeah. That's why I forgot about him.
Yeah. Let me put it in order by name.
He hasn't made the 53-man roster already.
We had the list pulled up here, and Earl Mitchell because he's considered a nose tackle. That's why. But all players are expendable. My logic is this. I don't have Earl Mitchell making the team because I think that injury might be more of a part of everything than what we think. This is John Lynch's first time. This is Kyle Shanahan's first time. If these guys are a little more injured than what we think between Doomerville and Mitchell, neither one of those guys make this team. And I got no problem with saying that. I mean, that's just where my mind is.
Elvis is leaving the building.
Elvis has left the building more than once.
Yeah. Come on, for my money.
Oh, he's starting this up again. My point is, I don't see either of those guys making the team if their injuries come back to bite them in the ass. That's my point. Doomerville and Mitchell.
See,
Now I will say,
forgot Mitchell was here, and
oh, that changes up shit for Nick. Here we go. That's good conversation. Let's go.
yeah, because I'm definitely taking Mitchell over
DJ Jones.
DJ Jones,
And I would too.
Yeah,
Because without Mitchell, we don't have a real nose tackle. But do we need a real nose tackle in a 4-3?
4-3, you don't.
That's my point.
That's why Mike Purcell was expendable.
That's why Mike Purcell was
And it sucks 'cause
expendable.
we're
That's
losing
why
Quentin
Quentin
Dial.
Dial is expendable as
Yeah.
well. That's
How-
why
how do-
Dial is expendable.
How does Seattle run that? They have what's the guy's name I'm trying to think of?
Who's the real nose tackle Seattle has?
He's from Alabama.
I tell you what, I will pull up Seattle's defensive line. I hate that I'm about to type this into my browser, but I hate that I'm about to type this into my browser, but I will do it.
You forgot. No, you spelled it wrong.
No, I did not. It says
supposed to be
Seahawks.
SHIT.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna say like, damn, what did I do?
Shit, Hawks.
Now the reason why I asked that is because do they rotate him in, or do they have him in on
They
every
have
down?
Michael Bennett. They have Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, Frank Clark, and Chris Clemens. They don't have a real nose tackle.
There's another guy. I can't remember his name. What is he from?
Bruce Irvin.
No.
Greg Scuggs, Red Bryant. But
No.
Red Bryant's a big dude, but he's a defensive end also. They don't have a nose tackle, bro. Am I missing? All right.
Jerron Reed.
Their
I got it. Jerron Reed.
Who the fuck is that?
Brandon McBain.
Mebane.
Mebane and
But he's
Reed.
not even a real nose tackle.
Say what?
Listen, you don't need a real nose tackle in a 4-3. You need production. You need production out of your defensive lineman. It doesn't have to be a real nose tackle. This isn't like the times when we needed Ian Williams.
No, because it's more gap assignment.
Right.
It's not.
You don't have to. You don't have to hold two guys.
Yeah.
In the
more
system.
gap assignment and linebacker skill.
You had the likes of Justin Lynch, who could hold two guys. You had Ian Williams, who could hold two guys, and you had Ray McDonald, who could hold two guys. Any of those guys at any given time could have played anywhere on the defensive line when we were playing a 3-4. That's not the scheme that we're doing right now. They don't have to take up two blockers. They just don't have to.
So who's going to stop the run?
The 4 down linemen.
You got to have a beef guy in there, man.
Earl Mitchell.
Yeah, but Mike doesn't have him making the team.
There's no you see it. You see what I'm showing
There's
you.
nothing listed.
There's
as
no
a
nose tackle. There's not a single official nose tackle.
Yeah,
on
but
this.
Jerron Reed and Mebane are their guys, right?
No. Did they cut him? He's not even on here. They have Cliff Averill.
Reed is the guy I'm thinking of.
I'm going to read him to you. They have Cliff
There's
Averill
Jerron Reed right
as
here.
a defensive tackle.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
He's weighing in at 307. This guy's a nose tackle.
I mean, they have Ruben, who's 310, but he's got 10 years experience. He's been in the league forever. They don't use him. They don't use him as a real lineman, bro. That's what I'm saying.
It's making me sick talking about Seattle, but
Me too.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think those guys. It doesn't have to be a identical match for what Seattle does, right? It's not going to be, oh, they do this, so we're going to have to run it exactly like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Give me athleticism and a move or two.
Well, Saleh already said that this scheme isn't going to be identical to what Seattle runs.
It's going to be a Niners
the same type of thing, but it's going to be
the
Niners scheme.
Like, Seattle's scheme isn't perfect. If we can come up with a better way to utilize that scheme and attack an offense, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that maybe those kind of players like Jones and and Mitchell might be bigger contributors.
I know, I hear you, man. I just don't think that they're necessary. That's all I'm saying. And I could be wrong. I mean, if you made me pick a nose tackle, I would take Earl Mitchell. I honestly, I would take Earl Mitchell, but I'm not sure that he's necessary because
why did they draft DJ Jones then? If they don't view it the same way you do, why did they draft DJ Jones? Like, why even make that pick?
No, you're right. I get that. But look at where he was picked. How late was DJ Jones picked?
I understand that, but you just don't make arbitrary picks. You have a reason why you're in the draft room.
You literally make arbitrary picks at the end of the draft.
No, you don't. You're not just picking. You're picking for position. You're picking for need, right?
No one expects a 5th, 6th, or 7th round guy to make the team.
I understand that, but you're not just gonna take flyers on guys.
So we didn't make any arbitrary picks last year.
So we expect everybody to make the team this year.
Last year's a different story. I'm just talking about this year.
I'm saying
so every pick that the Niners made this year is supposed to make the team.
Well, if we draft, well, obviously not every pick is going to make the team.
Yo, even Max Ray is like, I agree with Ollie. What the fuck? How? Agree with Ollie. The Twitter handles for everybody in here. All right, so overall, we are all a part of Nothing But 9 ERS, Nothing But Niners. All right? My personal one is 49ers Mike _NF. Nick is 49er Faithful 365. And Ollie is Ollie YA 01. 01. I got it right, Ollie.
Yeah, at ALIYAZ01.
You were for the first time.
First time ever.
Ever in Nothing But Niners history.
Ever. It's that drink.
Yeah. You guys should drink to that. Cheers to that. You got it right.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what you do at the end. Take flyers.
Yeah, you take flyers though. But see, like you can't guarantee that these guys are going to make the team. You're like,
of course not. Of course not. Everything it's a gamble. But what
now he's contradicting himself.
Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're picking for position. You know what I mean? Why take a nose tackle? Do you not understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't get what you're saying. My whole argument is the people that you pick after 5 don't make a difference. Like you just
why not pick an extra wide receiver? Why take that nose tackle? Why not?
None of these guys are going to make the team at the end of it unless
I understand that. But if you have a positional need at wide receiver, you're not strong. Why not take a flyer on wide receiver? Why take a nose tackle? If you don't see a fit for that player.
What difference does a position make?
It makes a huge difference because you're weak at one position and if you're saying it the way you're saying it, you're not going to use nose tackle in that system. Then why even pick that position?
All right, let me ask you this question. Let me flip it around on you. How many nose tackles are on this team right now?
I can only think of 2 or 3.
2 or 3? I can think of 1. Who else is a nose tackle other than Earl Mitchell?
DJ Jones.
You're doing that because of his weight. He's only 307. He's not that big of a guy.
I still think he's a nose tackle.
Well, technically listed, it's only Quentin Dial and Earl Mitchell. That's it. Those are the only 2 official nose tackles listed on this roster.
And Quentin Dial's only 26 years old.
That's not a freaking like you get what I'm saying? Like this doesn't.
I hear you.
It doesn't seem like a position of need. If they really needed a nose tackle, I don't see it only being 2 when you got a 90-man roster. I think that defensive linemen and tackles are more important than a nose tackle. I think they know that. This is just my opinion. So this is going to be a great debate, and I can't wait to continue it when we get Zach on here, when we get Scott on here, when we get Tony on. This is going to be really, really good. So you did a great piece here with your 53-man roster prediction. Again, way too early. And we're going to revise this. This is, guys, for anybody watching this, this is not the final from Ali. This is just us taking a look at what it is as it stands right now. We're going to do 2 preseason games. We'll review it. And then after the last 2 preseason games, we'll do it again. Right, Ali?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Talk.
What is so? Nose tackle.
So are we gonna review the linebackers or?
No, I think we should wait to do the linebackers.
Linebackers, corners, the safeties,
What the fuck
and then
score?
Stop. All right, so Ali, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I didn't know if you were getting feedback because I couldn't hear. I was answering you and you weren't answering back. So I think we should.
I said we if we're gonna save those for next time, we could look into the linebackers, the corners, and the safety group, which we haven't looked into.
Right. No, we're gonna look into every position.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go over. We're gonna pick this thing apart, position by position, guys. If you don't already, check out the website nothingbutniners.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nothing But Niners. Guys, take a look at the iTunes, the SoundCloud, Nothing But Niners. On Twitter, we are Nothing But Niners. Nothing
Instagram.
But 9
Instagram.
Snapchat, we are
Facebook.
everywhere. And then take a look at our crew page so you know who exactly you're dealing with, and give us a follow on Twitter, okay? There's a whole plethora of all of us, a bunch of different opinions. I promise you there is someone out there in the Nothing But Niners crew that agrees with everything you're saying. So take a look.
And I would not be that person.
Yeah, Nick just doesn't know. He doesn't know. I'm like, Nick, talk. He's like, okay, nose tackles.
I didn't know what you guys were talking about. I was doing something. So for nose tackles.
Oh, man, this has been a lot of fun, guys. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, all right? Nick, out, man, like you do all the time.
Hey, everybody that was watching and joining tonight, thanks for joining us over here. Nothing But Niners. But above all else, stay faithful. We out.